In June 2023 at Cardiff Pride, Mark Drakeford spoke about his ambition of creating a Wales where people were free to be themselves and where that was celebrated.
The event is completely amazing. The thousands of people who turn out in the parade itself, but those thousands of people who line the route, who are here to show their support, who are here to be part of the celebration, but also part of that commitment for the future. That Wales goes on being that open, welcoming place where people are confident to be themselves and know that that is something we celebrate and want to make part of Wales's future.
Pride was attended by Sab Samuel, otherwise known as Aida HD, a drag queen who is paid by the Welsh Government to perform for children. Helen Joyce talks about Drag Queen Story Hour.
What's going on?
I mean, partly I think it's because it's basically a new religion and you're not meant to get your head around religions. Specifically, you're not meant to. Any attempt to get around it is showing that you don't have faith. So to me, it's very like, I was brought up Catholic, although I no longer really believe. And
I feel your pain.
Yeah, okay. So, but you know, three gods in one. Like, do you remember the mystery of the Trinity?
Yes, of course.
Right. So you're not meant to try to understand that. And you're certainly not meant to say, okay, three gods equals one. Therefore, in any equation in all of mathematics, 3 equals 1.
Yeah.
You know, it's ineffable. It's a mystery. And so there's an aspect of that about it, that you're not meant to try to explain it. You're just meant to recite the creed. And the creed, you know, trans women are women. Have you ever seen any of these things where they have protests and there'll be a call and answer, very like a religious call and answer. So somebody who has the mic will bellow, trans women are women. And then everyone goes, trans women are women. And it just reminds me of Lord hear us, Lord graciously hear us. So yeah, I don't think you're meant to understand it. You're just meant to accept it.
Because... And then there's another, and I'm loath to talk about this but I feel we have to talk about it because it's what's going on now. And then the kind of, the fact that a lot of these people who created some of these ideologies had to paedophilic past.
Yeah.
And again, I feel uncomfortable talking about it.
But you're meant to feel uncomfortable talking about it. That's the point. You're meant to feel uncomfortable so you don't talk about it, so we don't do our child safeguarding. That's the way it works.
But so let's have the conversation. Yeah. So what's going on with that?
I mean, I don't think that paedophilia is a big part of any sort of motivation on trans specifically. The fact is that queer theory, this idea that boundaries are bad, you know, innately suspicious things, and that we can redefine everything and, you know, we can turn the world upside down, that's very useful for paedophiles. So I think it's almost the other way around. So this is an ideology that is useful for paedophiles, right. So it will attract them. So if you ever talk to a child safeguarding expert, they'll say to you that if you work with vulnerable people, and specifically vulnerable children, you have to be super suspicious-minded and you have to make that really clear to everyone, because if you don't, you become a beacon, which attracts the wrong people because other people are being careful and you're not. So queer theory is like that. It attracts the wrong sort of people, because in other places, there are people going, why does that bloke want to call himself a woman and get into the women's prison? You know, why does that man have this weird obsession with the fact that childhood is a, you know, post-industrial Western concept? But in queer theory, they're like, oh, that's interesting, you're queering childhood. So of course, in come the bloody paedophiles into that field. That's the way it works. Again, by no means everybody in queer theory is a paedophile. It's the other way around.
Well, you're making the opposite point. You're making the point is
the queer theory attracts them.
Attracts them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that most of the people involved in Drag Queen Story Hour are paedophiles. I think that they're very careless, and so there will be paedophiles coming in. But so why are they so interested in getting in front of children?
And why are the parents there just clapping this along?
So the getting interested in being in front of children is because of the Jesuit thing, give me the child until he's 7 and I'll show you the man.
Right.
Right. So if you want to teach children, if you want to teach people, if you want the world to think that male and female are arbitrary categories, start with kids. And specifically little kids are good for this, because little kids do think that what makes you a man or a woman is your clothes.
Yeah.
But by the time they're 6 or 7, they've worked out that it's the body. So interrupt that process and you've got people who will really think that trans women are women forevermore. And then just on a very pragmatic level, Drag Queen Story Hour means getting blokes dolled up to look like really, really hypersexualized parodies of women, to come into schools and be called she, in front of kids. Like, there's nothing better for preparing them for thinking that trans women are women. And then if you look at what they read as well, they read gender identity bullshit. They read all these stories about, you know, non-binary teddy bears and a dolphin who thought he was a boy but he's really a girl stuff, you know. So it's actually indoctrination. That's why they're doing it. It's indoctrination. I don't think it's for paedophilic purposes, although I think it's an easy avenue for it. It's because it's indoctrination. Why do the parents do it? We're back to the fucking virtue signalling, aren't we?
Errol and Thomas the Teddy play together every day. They ride their bike in the backyard and they plant vegetables in the garden. Also, they have sandwiches for lunch in the treehouse. And they have tea parties inside when it's raining. Tea parties inside when it's raining. One day, Errol woke to find the sun shining through his bedroom window. Hooray! He shouted. Come on, Thomas, let's go to the park and play. Thomas the Teddy didn't feel like playing. You seem sad today, Thomas, said Errol. Don't worry, the park will cheer you up. Thomas the Teddy wasn't so sure. Oh no, even the swing isn't working. What's wrong, Thomas? Talk to me. If I tell you, said Thomas, you might not be my friend anymore. Oh no. I will always be your friend, Thomas. Always. Thomas the Teddy took a deep breath. I need to be myself, Errol. In my heart, I've always known that I'm a girl Teddy, not a boy Teddy. I wish my name was Tilly, not Thomas. Is that why you've been so sad? Errol asked. I don't care if you're a girl Teddy or a boy Teddy. What matters is that you are happy and my friend.
Following the Cass report, some disciples are concerned.